do I get over a crush that I have had on my husband's best friend for 5 years?
Ruh-roh. When you say crush, what does that mean? You fantasize about this guy? You accidentally brush up against his arm? When you're sleeping with your husband, do you imagine him? Like, what? Give me the level of crush. What does that mean? What up? What up? This is John. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games right here talking about your mental and emotional health and your relationships and your marriages and your kids. Whatever you got going on in your life, I'm here to talk to you. Go to johndelony.com/ask and fill out the form. We get hundreds of requests from all over the planet every day. Love for you to write in about what's going on in your life, and we will get you on the show. Let's go out to Las Cruces, New Mexico. I know where Las Cruces is. I got some wild adventures in Las Cruces before. Talk to Ashley. Hey, Ashley, what's up?
Hi, Dr. John. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Super excited to be talking to you, and also extremely nervous. So.
Well, I'm glad you reached out. What's up?
So my question is, how do I get over a crush that I have had on my husband's best friend for 5 years? Neither him nor my husband. Yeah, neither one of them know that I have these feelings, and I really want them to just go away. But I feel like there's something underneath it that keeps it there. So that's my question today.
Oh, man. I've got lots of thoughts. Tell me more about it. Tell me what it is about this guy that, like, let me back up. When you say crush, what does that mean? You fantasize about this guy? You try to get near this guy? You accidentally brush up against his arm when he's walking? Like, tell me what crush means.
So I don't do any physical contact with him other than like an occasional side hug.
Okay. When you're sleeping with your husband, do you imagine him? Like, what? Give me the level of crush. What does that mean?
Okay, no, I don't fantasize about him in a sexual manner. I do find myself kind of wondering what it would be like. So he's a very adventurous kind of person, and he'll go hiking, or he'll go fishing, or he'll go up to Colorado for the weekend, and it's just very spontaneous and very like off the wall kind of thing. And so then I catch myself wondering what it would be like to go do those things with him, to be with him, going fishing, to, essentially, I don't know, kind of create a life that I don't currently have. So those are the kind of fantasies that I have, but it's never like a sexual thing. I don't fantasize about what he looks like naked or shirtless or what it's like to kiss him. It's just more kind of like, I think it's my way of escaping my current life, just kind of fantasizing what it would be like to go with him to do those things.
Gotcha. So I guess there's two things here. One, I want to relieve you from what maybe feels like a moral failure, or like that you're doing something wrong. Like, if you are in the presence, this is me included, by the way. If you're in the presence of some guy that's just telling you about the adventures he's been on, and the thises and the that's, and then I went and climbed this and scaled this and hunted that, I'm attracted to that. Like, there should be, my wife laughs at me about my crushing. She's like, you crush on everybody about everything. Like, the whole room should feel a little bit more alive when an adventurer walks in. That's why Dos Equis made the most, what is it? The most, whatever, what was the thing? The most awesome guy in the world? Amazing. The most amazing guy in the world. Is that what it was? Most interesting guy. Like, that's why they did that, right? Because it lifts the whole room up. And so if you're listening to these stories and you're like, my gosh, this guy's awesome. I want to relieve, like, that's normal. That should be that way. The next step is when you start world building.
Right.
Whether you're world building in the bedroom, whether you're world building, like, God, I wish my husband would just leave me. Like, I would love to go out on these adventures with this guy. And then it becomes escapism, but it becomes a secret that sits in the middle of your living room, which is, I don't like the life I have that I'm co-creating with my husband. And that turns into, I'm not alive in my house anymore. And that turns into, one day this guy texts you and says, hey, can you come over and help me with something?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So,
and, I don't ever want to put myself in a compromising position to do that. I really try to just keep myself in check. I'm like, okay, this is not real. These feelings that, this is not something that you actually want to pursue. Because I have like done some really deep delving into my own brain and like, okay, what is it that I'm so attracted to this guy about, aside from the adventures that he takes? And I don't know. He thinks I'm smart, which is a big one for me because I guess in a lot of ways I feel like my husband doesn't value my opinions or my thoughts on certain things, but this guy will ask me for advice on things in his life or what he should do in certain situations. He thinks I'm funny. He thinks that he encourages me in my personal endeavors, aside from my family and my husband. Like, I own my own business, and he's very encouraging in that aspect. He thinks the things that I have already accomplished are pretty awesome, and he asks me questions, and he's very interested in things that I have done personally. And I guess it just makes me feel seen and heard in ways that I haven't felt in years.
It's the two magic words, seen and known.
Yeah.
And those form the foundation of any sort of romantic, friendship, any sort of relationship, work, employee. Do I see you in front of you? Do I see you as a separate being than me? And then do I take the time to get to know you? And then the next one is, do I celebrate you? And only after I see you and know you and celebrate you do I have permission to challenge you. And often, especially in a long-term marriage, after several years together, it just goes straight to challenge.
Right.
And then somebody comes in and is like, dude, this is awesome. And your whole body lights up like a Christmas tree, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of get these, like, like that weird pit in your stomach when you meet somebody for the first time and you get nervous around them. And then I kind of like, okay, I got to excuse myself from this situation because
here's the thing. You've done all you've done all the easy work. You haven't done the hardest thing.
Okay.
Which is take on head on the challenges inside your own home.
Right. Well,
unless you have.
If I have in certain ways, but there are challenges that I really don't have any control over. So for the past 6 years, my husband's drinking problem it's gotten really bad.
Okay, lead with that next time. Lead with that. I'm married to an alcoholic. Right?
Yeah.
So, hey,
it just kind of seems like it's getting worse, too. So.
Well, it probably is. And it becomes this weird dance where he's drinking to escape his life, and suddenly you start creating a new life to escape your life, which pulls you further apart from each other. So he drinks more. Like it's a recursive thing, right? It works in tandem, and suddenly y'all end up on two different islands across two different planets.
Right.
But fantasizing about somebody else in another world, and what I would say over putting more weight on positive things said than may even be in reality is a way to avoid dealing with, I'm married to an alcoholic, I don't feel safe in my home, I don't feel loved in my home, I don't feel seen in my home. Because that's the choice. That's the place that you got to park. Can I stay in this relationship?
I would say that you're pretty much spot on. We've been together for going on 13 years now. So
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Are you safe right now?
Yes. I mean, he's not physically abusive. When he gets to a certain point in his drinking, he can get verbally mean, but he doesn't ever hurt me or the kids or anything like that. It's just, 85% of the time I'm home alone with my kids because he's at a bar.
Keep going.
And I just feel so alone sometimes. And I feel like I've done all of this by myself. He used to tell me how much he wanted a big family, and we've accomplished that. I mean, we have 5 kids. And, but I feel like, okay, why did you want such a big family if it's just going to be me by myself all the time with him, and you're never here present? And when you are here, you might be here physically, but you're not here emotionally.
That's what I was going to say. He left you a long time ago, actually. He still sleeps there. But he left you and the kids a long time ago.
It definitely feels like that.
And you've said the words feels like, which tells me you're in an ecosystem that has taught you that your feelings cannot be trusted.
Yeah, I would say that that's probably accurate.
Okay, you're not crazy. Your husband's left you. The question to be answered now is, who are you going to be moving forward?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's the question to be answered. Are you going to be a woman who cheats on her husband?
I don't want to be.
Okay.
I've never wanted to be that person.
I know. And I'm asking it this directly, and I know it feels assaulting, like it feels heavy, right? Like I'm asking this directly because I want you to take ownership of what happens next. Because right now your whole life is being done to you.
Yeah.
I want to have this many kids. Well, okay, I'll create this picture for you. I don't want to be there. I feel like this is nuts, but okay. I'm going to keep drinking and hang out at the bar with my friends. You run your business and get no support and no celebration. And by the way, take care of 5 kids as a single mother. I'm going to spend our money. I'm going to go drink. Bye. It feels not right. You just be quiet. This is how this is going to go.
Well, and I mean, I don't just let it go. I have said multiple times how much that I'm not going to put up with this, how much I know. I can't do this.
I know, but you do. And he knows that.
And I do, but it's just, where do I go? I have 5 kids and my business is okay, but it's not sustaining enough to take care of me and 5 kids.
I know.
And it's just like, where do I go from here?
I know. It's the terrifying reality that millions of mothers and wives face every day. This is not how I drew it up.
No, not at all.
And this is wasn't the agreement we made. But you sound like a strong woman who's had a bunch of, this is the line, and he just steps over that line, and you move the line again. Then you move the line again, which he hears. Behavior's a language. He just hears you like, she just needs to bark at me for a while, then I'm going to go on about my life. And so what I'm telling you about taking ownership, I want you to take ownership of the choices I'm about to make. Am I going to be a woman who fills in the blank, who cheats on my husband? And if that's going to be your next move, okay. Am I a woman who is going to call my mother and say, or an old friend and say, I need to come stay with you for 3 months with 5 kids. That's a tall order, but that's what I got to do right now while I save up some money. I don't know. Are you going to be a mom who just says, I'm going to ride this out for the next 6 years and get 2 of these kids out of high school and get them over to ENMU there in Portales and get them to school, and then I'm going to make them like. I just want you to take ownership of what happens next.
Right.
And it's a way of saying, okay, I'm done letting my life happen to me. And it might be that taking ownership means I have to make a 3-year plan, for God's sakes, because that's just the economic realities of where I find myself.
Yeah, it could be.
But you're on a slippery slope to become somebody you never wanted to become. And I just want to, like, I'll be here right now. I'll be here in the middle of that. I'll be here when you come back. Like, I'm going to love you and I'm going to want success for you. But I just see that path. Or you're going to bury yourself in the middle of your living room. And I don't want that for your kids either, because I don't want them to lose another parent too. And I say bury yourself. Yeah. You're going to take all of your feelings and fears and frustrations and you're going to shove them so far down in your chest, and you're just going to muscle through the next minute of every day. And your kids are going to say, I didn't know my dad because he hid behind a bottle, and I didn't know my mom because she hid behind her rage.
Wow.
Does that sound fair?
Uh-huh.
And that's probably how you grew up too, isn't it?
And actually, no.
No? I love being wrong on that one.
My dad was awesome. Is awesome.
So good.
He didn't really even touch a drink until I was out of the house. This was not his this, I didn't grow up with this kind of life. And so, I always hear you say that we marry our unfinished business. And I'm just kind of like, okay, then what the heck did I marry? Because this is not at all how I grew up. And I don't understand, I guess some of the choices that I've made, the things that I've allowed to continue.
Marrying your unfinished business is we call it a trope. Like, it's right a lot, but it's not gospel. I mean, it's not a scientific fact.
Okay.
And people break their legs. People have accidents. People get sick. People take a drink and then take another one at work, and then they find themselves really struggling years later. I mean, life happens. Okay, so I don't want you walking around beating yourself up for the choices your husband is making.
Mm-hmm.
I do want you to take responsibility for what happens next in your life.
I don't really have anywhere to go.
Okay.
I have no money. I am, essentially stuck, I feel. And I don't want to uproot the only life that my kids know to possibly put them in something that's even more chaotic and crazy. And
like what?
I don't know, like the household of a single parent. Just the fact that, okay, if I do leave my husband, if we do separate, I don't really trust his judgments and, what kind of people are going to be in and out of my kids' lives,
And so what you're doing is you're pre-imagining a situation.
Yeah.
And you're trying to solve for it in the present. That's called anxiety.
Well, I think that would pretty much sum up my life.
Yeah, I know. Here's I think you're, and you might already be there, okay? I think you're in need of a yellow pad from Walgreens for 79 cents, or I don't know, with inflation, maybe $8 now, but like a yellow pad and a pen. I'm going to send you a couple of things just for you. I'm going to send you a copy of Building a Non-Anxious Life, my book, and I want you to use the questions in the back of those chapters as a map. I want you to write down the answers to the questions in the back of those chapters because it's going to paint you a picture. The secret behind that book is it begins to distill down what can I control and what can I not control, period. And so I want you to I want you to go through that. I'm also going to send you FPU, Financial Peace University, the digital class, the 8 or 9 videos that you can watch at home on your computer, on your phone, digitally, that will help you build a roadmap for financial freedom. And then there's just going to be some very stark, here is the reality of this, here's the reality of this. And then I'm going to send you 3 months with my friends at BetterHelp counselors, okay? And they're licensed counselors. They can meet with you on your phone or on your computer because I know you got to work, you got 5 kids, and you don't have time to leave and go see a therapist and then leave and come all the way back. They're going to hook you up for 3 months for free. And I want you to start seeing a regular therapist who's going to help you sift through all of these things flying at you and begin to make some concrete next right steps. So I got you with some tools, okay, sister? But I want you to hear me say, you feeling trapped is real. You feeling alone in your own house is real. You about to make a decision you're going to regret because you're going to become somebody you don't want to be. That's real too. And how good it feels to finally have somebody see you and at least pretend they know you. I know that feels good too. All this stuff is you're not crazy. You're not crazy. But you are at an inflection point. And I want you to own what happens next, even if it's being still for a year or 2 years while you make different plans. Even if it is staging an intervention for your husband, whatever it is, I want you to own the next step. You call anytime and we'll get you back on the show. Thank you so much for honoring me by pulling up a seat at the table. Coming up, a woman wonders how to ask her son for physical gifts, for real gifts, instead of just gift cards. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Everyone is talking about therapy these days. And I often hear folks say, I don't think I've had any major traumas in my life. I don't know if I can use therapy. Listen, this is really important. Therapy isn't just for people dealing with major traumas. It can be for that, but it's also a valuable tool for anyone looking to improve their mental and emotional well-being. I see a therapist for both the big challenges from my past, as well as helping me navigate the day-to-day challenges that pop up. Many of you should consider therapy too. And if you're thinking about trying therapy, contact my friends at BetterHelp. BetterHelp is 100% online, so it's affordable and convenient for your schedule. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. And they also have over 10 years of experience matching people with just the right therapist for them. To get started, just fill out a short online survey to get matched with a licensed therapist. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists at any time easily and for no extra cost. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Delony to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Delony. All right, Huntsville, Alabama. Let's talk to Bonnie. What's up, Bonnie?
Hi, Dr. John.
What do you say, lady? How we doing?
We are doing great. It's a gorgeous day.
Fantastic. What's up? How can I help you? You sound delightful.
So I wrote in when I received an email from a local spa indicating that I had been gifted a massage. Problem is, I don't enjoy massages, yet this has kind of become the go-to gift that I receive from my adult sons. So my question is, can I say I'd like something else enough with the massages, or do I just need to accept it graciously and stop being a jerk?
Oh, Miss Bonnie, there is levels underneath all of this. What is it? What's the real question you're asking?
So the bigger question is, do I accept the time and attention that I'm given by my adult children, or is it okay to ask for more? Because my philosophy so far is just to take what they give and build my life and be okay with it. But it makes me sad sometimes.
Yeah, but the only reason you would land there is that at some point you did not have their attention or care.
Well, I mean, I think consistently, I'll send a group text. Easter lunch is at 1:00 at your Aunt Marie's. Nothing. I get literally and I don't expect them to immediately respond, but you can't give me a thumbs up within a 24-hour period.
Do they show up to the lunch?
Less than half. We had fewer than half of mine came to the lunch. But it's even bigger things. I had one of my sons is in the military, and he was seeing a young lady on the base. They've decided to get married. It was just going to be a courthouse wedding. But he brought her home, and we did a nice lunch. And about 6 weeks before the wedding, I called him and just made sure that was the right date because I was about to book my room. And he said, "Oh, Mom, we broke up last month." I mean, it's like you can't call me and tell me. Yeah. It just feels like I'm so far removed from their lives.
There it is. That's the question. That's the question.
I don't know. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to push.
Bonnie, you are their mom. Why do you feel like a burden?
Well, if it's a burden to have to respond to texts, and if it's with going back to the massage, I've said in multiple conversations, that's just not really my thing. I find them awkward, and yet I still continue to get them. which makes me think, okay, they just don't really care if I like what they're just checking off a box. And so I don't.
Don't blow by that. Let's sit in that for a second. Are you married?
So I am married. Their father died in 2017.
Okay.
So I am married, but not to their father.
Has things changed since you got married?
Yes.
Okay. Have y'all ever had that next conversation?
So I have asked each if they liked my husband, and consistently the answer is, oh yeah, he's fine. We just don't know him.
Yeah, that's not the question. That's an easy question. That's an over there question.
Okay.
What are they going to tell their mom? No, we hate him? And what are they going to say to you?
That's true.
You raised Alabama boys. They're going to say, yes, ma'am, he's kind. We just don't know him. We just don't know him is Southern for, I don't want that dude around me. I don't like that guy. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's a lot in those little Southern. I just don't know him.
Yeah.
But the bigger question here is, I miss my boys.
Yes.
And I want to know what's going on in your lives. Is there something I've done that's made it hard for y'all to be around? Because it would honor me if you told me. What are you talking about, Mom? We think you're a great. Okay, but it would mean the world to me if you would just respond to my text with a thumbs up.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I could not even guess how many unread messages I have. And I leave them unread for one reason, so that I don't forget them. Because I get so many text messages in a day.
Right.
And it may be they don't want to clutter up a group text, or they got it and they forget, or they weren't going to go anyway, but the group text isn't who knows? But there's that next step that says, all right, we're in a different tier. I recognized I brought a new man into this relationship, our relationship. That's not that. I get all that. I miss my boys.
Yeah.
And I guess what I would ask you to do is, for the last, 2017, so last 8 years, right? 9 years?
Yes.
There's been a increasingly faster tornado inside your chest. It's spinning faster and faster and faster. And because you keep putting things out there that you think are real clear signals, hoping they get them and they run right over them or they blow by them, the story that you've told yourself is somehow they don't like your new husband, somehow there's something wrong with you. And when you put something out without being super clear, it just confirms what you already believe about yourself, that I'm a burden to these boys.
Yeah.
And I would not continue to live like that. For your sake and for their sake, I would choose to enter into some sort of, hey, I want to just talk with each one of you.
Okay.
Do they live in your same community or town, or do they live all scattered across the country?
So they live an hour and a half away.
Okay, that's close enough to go have breakfast with Mom. I'm gonna drive up on a Saturday or a Sunday, and I miss my boys.
Yeah.
And to sit down with them and say, hey, and how old are you?
I'm 57.
Okay, even if you said this. Even if you said, I'm in the back half of the third quarter, I'm staring at the fourth quarter of my life, I would love to know how I can love you guys best because I miss my boys. Even if you just, as the parent, took all of it, how can I best love you guys?
Okay.
And eventually it will come up, hey, here's some ways you can love me. No more stupid massages. I don't want some creepy person's hands all over my body. Ew, right? But there's a way that listen. So in therapy, we call it the one up and the one down position. Okay, the one up position is typically, not always, but it's typically male, and it's very much my house. I get what I want. Right? Very much that, just loud and aggressive. I'm gonna get my way.
Okay.
There's also the one down position, which is typically, not always, but typically has a very feminine energy to it, which is, oh, okay, well, you guys just y'all go to dinner, and I'll just, y'all know I don't like that place, but that's okay. I'll just eat the Dairy Queen napkins in the glove box. I'll be fine, right?
Right.
And that's how you're entering into this. If you say don't get under the boat and don't try to get on top, just sit in the seat on the boat and be like, hey, I'm your mom. I don't want some other creeper's hands all over me. Ooh, they will get that image in their mind and they'll laugh. And then also say, I realize that y'all have so much going on and thinking about mom's present. It's just like, but it really makes a difference to me.
Right.
And then when you do that, you're being what they call vulnerable, because they might say, you got it, Mom, and they might forget next year.
Yeah.
They might forget. And that's scary to think. And as a son, I forget. I don't want to, but I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And I love my mom to death. I love my sister to death. I love my brother to death, and I forget. Does it make it right? Does it make it good? It kind of bums me out that I'm that way. But also, I would love it if she doesn't listen to the show, but if my mom was to say, hey, this is what I want, and it matters to me that most moms go, it's fine, it's okay, even when it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the position I have taken.
Yeah. Let's be right in the middle of it. These are your boys.
Okay.
And whether they want to believe it or not, they need their mom.
I think you're right. I hope you're right.
Listen to me. I know I'm right. They may tell you, all right, Mom, then here's the deal. Also, we don't want your vote when it comes to us ordering a margarita at dinner or on our pants being too, who knows? And only you will know if that's how if that's how you are. But you're a good Alabama mom. You're supposed to comment on everything. That's just part of the deal.
I don't think I do.
I know. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you.
But I do think that I might have a bit of a martyr mentality.
Oh my gosh, you just said it. I wasn't going to go there, but you said it. Hey, listen. If you lead with that, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. Boys,
okay.
I'm such a drama queen, and I'm sorry, but I miss my boys, and I want to know, I'm getting on the back half.
Yeah.
And I realized I brought some other guy into the picture and made it weird, but it is what it is. I love him. He's my husband. But how can I love you guys in this back half?
Okay.
I want to be around my grandkids. I want to know your lives. And you can point at one of your sons and say, you dummy, you broke up right before you're married. Like, call your mom.
Right.
You're allowed to say that.
Okay.
And he needs to be a grown up and say, Mom, it's not good for me to do that because you go scorched earth or you ask 1,000 questions or let's have that honest conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because man, gosh, if I could snap my fingers and wish anything for anybody, it's that parents and kids, especially adult kids, could just reimagine their relationships right now. I personally think people are drowning because they're cut off from their family's origin for 1,000 different reasons.
Yeah.
And sometimes rightfully so, but sometimes it's just like this. It's just this weird distance that happens and nobody knows how to get back. And so they send a massage because they think that would be nice for them. And you're like, I hate this. And nobody knows how to say it. And then just takes one person to get in a car and say, we're going to breakfast. You're my boys and I love you. I got half a life to go still.
And I do it individually, not as a group.
I would.
Okay.
Or you could do it as a group. It depends on how homogenous they are. Me and my brother and my sister are so different that would be awkward.
Right.
And one of us would just dominate the whole thing. But but your boy, they may all be just awesome together, ride or dies, and that you could do it all at one time.
Okay.
And that might keep you, if you did it all at once, that might keep you from their text thread about you on the off to the side, right?
Okay.
Which, by the way, every sibling group has that, so just it is what it is.
Yeah.
But But just letting them know, I love you boys so much and I miss you.
Okay.
And then just hold a tiny little space in the southeast corner of your heart for them to say, Mom, we're just too busy.
Yeah.
I don't think they will, but I would rather you know that and grieve that than every day keep ginning up that story that there's something wrong with you and you're unlovable and what if I try this, what if I try this? I'd rather you just head right into the scariest conversation and have it.
Okay.
And God Almighty, if you can cure yourself of martyr syndrome, please write that book. It'll sell 1 billion copies. 1 billion copies.
Well, I haven't in 57 years, so it's not looking good.
Wait, just day one. Day one. Hey, you've made my whole day, Bonnie. Thank you so much for calling me. I'm really, really grateful for you. And by the way, if moms and dads across the country will reach out, and by the way, if moms and dads across the country will reach out to their aging or adult kids and have this conversation and be willing to hear feedback without snapping or trying to cover it up or and just saying words, I'm sorry, or you're right, or there was more context to that, but here's the deal. You're right. If we could just say, I'm sorry, and I forgive you, and will you forgive me, and how can I love you? My goodness, we're talking about a culture that has absolutely been revolutionized. When we come back, we talk to a man who wonders how to move on after getting fired from his job. We talk a lot on this show about boundaries, emotional, relational, financial boundaries, but there's one boundary that almost nobody talks about, your digital life. Right now, your personal information, things like your phone number, your address, even where your kids go to school, sitting on countless gnarly websites that you've never heard of. You didn't give any of them permission to have your personal information, but it's out there. And let's be honest, that's not just annoying, that's violating. That constant exposure creates this anxiety that just hums in the background of your life. Something always feels off. It makes it impossible to trust anyone. And this is why I use DeleteMe. DeleteMe goes after the data brokers and the people finder sites that collect and resell your information without your knowledge and without your permission. DeleteMe tracks down your information and removes it, and every few months they send you a report showing you exactly what they did. Because taking control of your digital life is about boundaries, and boundaries provide peace. Go to joindeleteme.com/Delony and use code Delony to get 20% off. That's joindeleteme.com/Delony to save 20% off your entire order. All right, let's go out to Omaha somewhere and talk to David. What's up, David?
Hey, how are you doing?
What's up, man? I'm doing great. How about you?
Hanging in there.
What's up?
Bye. Well, one thing I called in is about a year ago. I got let go from my job, and I still have a lot of anxiety and fear after losing that. Never had that happen before. Feel like I was performing well, and everybody was surprised that I was getting let go where I was at. It was a total shock to me too, and so still don't know how to move on from that. And I tried to work through it, but still hits me every other day.
Yeah,
or every day.
Did you ever get a reason why?
They said it was a restructure, reorg, but it felt pretty personal. A lot of other people in my position or level got let go as well.
So it wasn't personal. It wasn't personal. It was a whole band of.
It felt like it was for me specifically, but I don't have proof on that.
Okay.
And that's kind of something I'm trying to get over because I did not have a good relationship with that boss at the time. He was fairly new.
Okay. What have you done in the last year?
So I relocated relocated to a different area. Trying to start. We paid off all of our debt, relocated to a new area, cool. And trying to get money saved to buy a house and start our family. That's a good part. But it's just in my current job where I got a new job, I'm trying to work through that still because I see every little thing. Like if I do something wrong, I'm going to get fired.
Yeah. Here's the deal. I think you're right to feel that. You're not crazy. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I'm so adamant about people doing whatever they can, even drive crummy cars, even live in smaller houses, rent if you got. I'm so adamant about people not owing other people money.
Yeah.
Because getting fired has two things. One, the research says losing your job is as psychologically devastating, can be as psychologically devastating as losing a loved one. And so hear me say, you're not crazy, man. And you're supposed to be anxious about that. If you lost a good friend in a car wreck and you were in that car, you'd be nervous to get in cars and drive for a while. It's just part of it. And so you're right to have your antenna up at your new job. You don't know anybody there. You're in a new area. You're a year out from just getting the rug pulled out from under you. You're right to be nervous. Okay? You're not crazy. I want to go at this or solve this, if you will, in a couple of ways. The first way is, as y'all are working on it, I want to build in margins. So if and or when this happens again, it's annoying. It's not devastating.
Yeah.
And so having 6 months of your expenses in a checking account somewhere or a high yield savings account, it just lets you walk a little bit more firm. This boss doesn't get to dictate your life because you can just say like, bye, dude. And then you only have to deal with the emotional part.
And that's going to be a big stress relief. I think September, I'm working with my wife, but August, September, we'll have the 6 months.
Oh, dude.
Expenses.
I'm telling you right now, that's a major, most people don't understand what a game changer that is.
Yeah.
An absolute stone game changer. That's number one. Number two, is there an old employee there or somebody that could fill you in on some stories or et cetera? Because I do think there's something important about being reflective.
Yeah, I talked to the old employees still. The guy who actually let me go and a lot of other people who've been there for a long time, he got walked out of the building about 3 months after I got walked out.
That's usually how that goes. Have you ever, I guess you don't have any interest in going back?
No, I relocated, and
okay.
There was a couple, I call them God winks, that I got from that. I don't know, supposed to be there. I'm in a job that's actually a lot better now.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
And so just still trying to fit in there, but just relocated to, I think, a better area too. And so it's a God wink, but it's just still an uneasy feeling because I'm not used to, I see that as a failure, not used to feeling like that.
Yeah, so if you had tried to run a big project and you were an architect and you built a building and it fell over and the engineers, everybody did exactly what they were supposed to do, but your design collapsed under its own weight, I would call that a failure. Mm-hmm. If you were a closer in Game 7 of the World Series and some guy hit a home run off of you, then you failed in that mission here. It sounds like you were a part of a situation where somebody hired a bad leader and that leader just started mowing people down, and so quickly thereafter, that leader got walked out of the building. And so I think the fear is less that I'm a failure and more, the world is this shaky. And most of us walk around thinking the world is way more certain than it actually is. Mm-hmm. And so it's reorienting to, oh man, like you can be working really good and producing for your company and you get the wrong leader and they'll just cut you. Even if that leader gets fired a few months later because the company's like, whoa, what are you doing? You're getting rid of all of our good people. And so there's something about distancing yourself from the character part of it. And I always want to be reflective. Is there something I can do differently next time? One of the most important conversations I ever had was I really wanted a job at the place that I was working. And it was an executive role. And at the time, the president was a friend of mine, and he said, "You're too volatile, Delony. Like, you are a quick mind and you're a great leader over here and you take care of all these emergencies across campus. Like, you're amazing at your job, but to come up to this next level, you're too volatile." And I really had to do some soul searching there. I was mad, I had my feelings hurt, and he was right. So I worked really hard to be more still, less anxious all the time. So ask and see if there's anything to be reflective on. And then I guess the last thing I would tell you is, start keeping track of every time you get nervous. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
And I want you to write it down.
Okay.
Okay? And here's why I'm doing this. You might feel nervous 2 or 3 times in a day, but at the end of the day, when you reflect on your day, it might feel like I was nervous all day.
Yeah.
And actually, it was just a few times when somebody said, hey, I need to talk to you real quick. And your heart was like, oh, this is it. I'm out. I'm getting fired. I want you to write that down.
Yeah. Okay.
906. And can I just be honest with you? I've never been fired from a job. I've seen the writing on the wall at one or two places, but I've never been fired. Okay.
Yeah.
To this day, when I get an email that says, hey, let's come meet. I need to see you at 4:30. Dude, my heart is off to the races. I got an emergency fund. Like, I got a house that I don't have a mortgage on. Like, I've taken care of my long tails. And I'm like, oh no, here it is. Right?
Yeah.
And I go have the meeting. It's always something funny or silly, or even if it's serious. And then I go to the car and I exhale and say, thank you for trying to take care of me, body. I'm okay.
No, that's a good point.
Because here's what I don't want you to do. After a year of being anxious, over time, you start going to war with your body.
I don't want to do that.
Don't do that. Just exhale and say, dude, thank you for trying to take care of me. I'm good. I got 6 months of cash in the bank. We're in a new town. This is a good company. They're good people. And if you get nervous, go ask your boss. Tell your boss, hey, I got canned and that guy got fired. I might just check in with you. Is that cool?
I can do that.
Do you have that kind of relationship with your supervisor?
Yeah, I do. He's a lot better.
Dude, if you could do that and just be like, hey, I'm going to check in every once in a while. This is my drama queen real quick. I bet your boss will be like, that's fantastic. Like, I love that kind of relationship with one of my leaders. That make sense?
That makes total sense, yeah.
And if you want to be a super gangster, write your boss, your ex-boss, the one that fired you, write him a letter. Don't mail it. But write him a letter and tell him how mad you are and tell him how you altered his life, how he altered your life, and then tell him, and by the way, it has all worked out better than any of us could have imagined. End the letter with, you no longer get to live rent-free in my chest. Bye. I wish you well. And there's something about that exercise of letting that anger and rage onto that paper, followed by, I'm moving on and things are better than I could have imagined, and ending it with, what am I going to do now? You no longer get a vote in my life. You had your vote.
Good, yeah.
Does that sound cool?
That sounds good.
All right,
I tried to have a funeral for my job and everything, and then I couldn't let it go still.
There you go.
I think I don't want to have that cortisol pumping all the time.
That's right.
I just want to I'll work on this.
Yeah. And there can be silly things like making sure you sleep, making sure you eat, making sure you're out moving around and going for walks and things like that. I mean, all that stuff's important. And sometimes that when you get anxious, you might find yourself scrolling a lot more, staying up later, watching a movie, and then another movie, or playing video games, whatever your drug of choice is, having a drink and then another drink. And so it's always good, brother, always good to step all the way back and look at your life. Hang on the line. I'm going to send you a copy of Building a Non-Anxious Life. It's my number one best-selling book. I'm going to send it to you for free. And I want you to just use it as a roadmap. Having a funeral is awesome, but you also have to deal with the executioner. And writing that ex-boss a letter and just saying, you're out. Like, you did your worst. You messed up the year of my life. We moved and whatever. And it has worked out incredibly well. And today is the last day you get to be in my life. And then just start writing down when you have those attacks. I'm feeling like it's all coming down. Oh, it's not. And then, hey, boss, my last job was real janky, the leadership. And so I'm going to come in and just touch base with you every once in a while because I'm a little bit paranoid. And hopefully your boss is a great person of integrity and he'll smile or she'll smile and say, of course, anytime you check in. I want you to feel safe here because we're glad you're here. Thanks for the call, brother. Be right back. All right, let's get cozy. You guys know that I love adventures and I love being out there causing mayhem, but I'm telling you, by the end of the day, I'm ready to shut it down. And when I do, I want my bed soft and cool and ridiculously comfortable, which is exactly what Cozy Earth delivers. Cozy Earth has amazing bamboo sheets that are made out of viscose from bamboo. They're super breathable, they regulate temperature, and they wick away heat and moisture. I sleep cooler with my Cozy Earth sheets. And it's not just me. My entire family's gotten hooked on these things too. And listen, we have this amazing cuddle blanket. It's so great. We all fight over it. It's ultra soft, it's plush, and it's got some weight to it without being too heavy. It's like an anxiety blanket combined with a hug from your grandmother all at the same time. Cozy Earth can help you build a space that's a retreat for your family, just like they have for me and my family. So go to cozyearth.com/Delony and use code Delony for 40% off your entire purchase. 40% off. And if you get a post-purchase survey, tell them you heard about Cozy Earth right here on the Dr. John Delony Show. That's Cozy, C-O-Z-Y, cozyearth.com/Delony, and use code Delony to save 40% off. Because your bed should be more than just a place to sleep. It should be your happy place. Cozy Earth makes that possible. All right, Kelly 2.0, something cool happened. What is it?
Adrian from Tampa, Florida, she wrote in and said, my husband and I are big fans of your show and had the pleasure of meeting you last year when we visited Ramsey headquarters. Listening to your advice has truly helped us improve our communication. After 21 years of marriage, we're learning to be more open and honest about our needs and have started asking each other, how can I love you today? My husband recently mentioned wanting the Questions for Humans cards for couples, and it was a fun surprise to tell him that I had already bought them. Your show has been such a blessing to us, so thank you to you and the team.
That's awesome. I love hearing that when people listen to the show and they slowly implement some things into their life. It's fantastic. And good work to you all in our gang on the team. Not you, long hair country boy. I'll even let you have a king you're into. Thanks you guys, man, because y'all don't get to go on the road. I was on the road for the last 3 or 4 weeks just hammering it. Man, I tell you what, getting to see people in airports and gas stations. 1 a.m. walking off Times Square in New York, and a couple stops me at 1 a.m. What y'all are doing is making a huge difference out there. It's awesome. Pretty cool, man. And for everybody listening, thank y'all so much. Don't forget to share and like and subscribe and thumbs up and I don't know, just tell the AI overlords, I like this show. I don't know how to work that. Tell your car, it'll probably sign up for you too. But hit those buttons, makes a huge difference. Love y'all. Bye.